All right, you guys, this kitchen might actually inspire me to cook more than we DoorDash, which is a lot. So I'm so excited about this kitchen. I spent a lot of time just thinking over what details I wanted in here and how to make it really elevated and eye-catching, but also feel like a place that we could just hang out as a family with the kids. So let's talk through all the details. So here we have the hood. I was inspired by old Spanish architecture where the tile looked more like pressed in rather than really close together, like kind of how we do it now. So I wanted to give a spin of that to bring that in. So we did this dimensional tile that's cream with a little bit of kind of rust details in it that gives it a really authentic look. And then we plastered the entire hood and then left these gaps between. It creates an interest with sort of this banner detail, some dimension, but also really speaks back to my love of Spanish. So what are we talking about next? Let's talk about cabinetry. So here, I wanted to do something that was different than what we see around. So we created this custom out-of-the-box design on these with some fun hardware. And on here, it just kind of has this swooped and flat detail. So I don't know what we're gonna call that, but it adds a lot of interest in something really fun. I only did it on the top drawer so that it didn't feel like too much in the space, and then repeated it onto the fridge and the freezer. And then I wanted to bring the same detail to the island. But again, I didn't want it to feel like there was so much of it. I just kind of wanted little pops. So I did this 9-inch border around our curved island, and it just creates just enough interest and something to kind of draw your eye all the way around the room. Marble. Okay, most of you are gonna think I'm crazy for having marble with 2 little kids, but it's like the love. I just love marble, and I don't mind if it gets a little bit, aged over time. I don't mind if there's a little spill here and there, because I think it just shows that we live here and we hang out here. So marble on the island, this is a Bagley. It has a lot of busyness, which also will hide any kind of, spills. Lots of fun dimension to it. I brought that over to the perimeter and then up to the backsplash. I only did it partway up, and then we did this brass rod with this little finial detail, and it runs the whole length, and it just allows for extra things to hang, extra things to draw your eye. We also have the open shelves, and I love to layer in a lot of that with a little bit of dishware and then a lot of other fun things. And then the range. Okay, so admittedly, this was the big marital fight in this entire process. Wynn wanted a different one, I wanted this one, we went back and forth, we actually ordered his, and then I pulled the plug and I was like, we gotta do this one, and it came in and he was like, it looks amazing, and I was like, duh, you should have trusted me. I love that it has little brass details, it's got these fun knobs, it just adds something so spectacular to the space, and I try to keep a lot of it neutral so that this could be a statement. And then we have our faucet. This is a fun one. Everyone's always like, how does it work? You just bring this little knob forward. You also then adjust the temperature here. And it also is an unlacquered brass. We did a lot of that throughout the house. It patinas, it ages, and adds a lot of that fun, detail to it. So then we also have the lighting. Here's where I wanted to get really funky on the lighting. So we did these kind of woven rope detailed with a little bit of brass. And I love that it's 3 layers, kind of tiered. And it also is light enough for the space, but still gives a lot of interest, but it doesn't overwhelm the space with all the details going on. And that's always my suggestion. You wanna kind of balance the space so that it doesn't all feel busy. You kind of have to pick your statement spots. And then we also have that little guy up there that's an alabaster. When it's on, it just really has a lot of dimension and fun to it. The last thing is the bar stools. I thought we'd bring in a little bit of curvature here. So these bar stools that are in our collection have a curved up back and then some brass pieces in there, and it just creates a really comfortable feel with the cushion, but also the white oak just speaks so beautifully with everything else happening in the kitchen. So this is where we are gonna cook, not DoorDash. We got some, menus, some recipes that we're gonna try, and I can't wait to break this whole kitchen in.